Warning, spoilers for seasons 1 to 6 of MLB. And bad quality if you don't want to see. Those then leave this video.
Welcome to my channel, everyone. I am Heike Entertainment, and today I will be analyzing and predicting Climatiqueen. Also, I am using AI voice, but just for a few days because my channel is a secret and there are my cousins in vacation. Anyways, let's just get started. So, first things first. The creators of Miraculous said to notice some details while watching the episodes. So, let's talk about the episodes that were aired before Revelator, and why that episode, you ask. Well, it's because in that episode, the Miraculous, aka the Parisian superhero team by Ladybug, got trained by Ladybug and Cat Noir to get unlimited use of powers and no time limit by trying to stop their detransformation, just like how Ladybug and Cat Noir did in the episode Revolution. However, some episodes are hinting that Revelator might have taken place just after Climatiqueen or Sublimation, and as of now, we have 2 episodes that got released before Revelator that has one of the Miraculous members, not counting Ladybug, and Cat Noir, of course, appearing, thus being Daddy Cop and Illustrator. In Illustrator, we have a perfect example of Carapace using Shell Tear 4 times in a row. I am not even kidding. The 4 times were to save the civilians in the bus, twice, to trap Illustrator and to defend himself. I will show you the footage now.
Shelter!
Illustrator is the most clear to take place after Revelator thanks to Nino, now for Daddy Cop, you might say. But Sabrina used her ability once every time she transformed. Well, yeah, you are right, but what about Pegasus? He also appeared in Daddy Cop, and surprisingly, he used his ability twice in a row to get him to teleport where Miss Hound is, and to create a portal as a trap for Daddy Cop. Anyways, here is the footage again if you don't believe me. So I think it's safe to say that Daddy Cop surprisingly took place after Revelator. Can't believe I had to use the second, third worst character as an example, Emo. However, now I need to find out which order it is, since it could either be Order 1, Climatiqueen, Revelator, Sublimation, Daddy Cop, Illustrator, and Werepapas, or Order 2, Climatiqueen, Sublimation, Revelator, Daddy Cop, Illustrator, and Werepapas. There is no third order otherwise. And since there aren't any other hints, we just have to wait for whatever the timeline page for the Miraculous Wikipedia has to say. But according to my intuition, I have a theory. The Revelator takes place after Climatiqueen and before Sublimation. I think this has so much sense because since the Miraculous only have a limited use to their powers in the first episode, Ladybug and Cat Noir come up with the idea to help them extend their powers. And if you think about it, this timeline actually makes sense. And trust me, I am good at deduction. So now that we know that the order is Climatiqueen, Revelator, Sublimation, Daddy Cop, Illustrator, and Werepapas, and that we discussed the Miraculous power problem, now we can get to our akumatized suspects. So, we know that Colleen Bustier might be Climatiqueen, but it isn't confirmed, as it is said by Alia that Miss Bustier is one of the first people to get akumatized by the new holder of the butterfly Miraculous, not Chrysalis's first victim ever, although it could make sense for her to be Climatiqueen since she is the mayor, and they clearly interviewed her first, because clearly the most knowledge had the first victim of Chrysalis. Another candidate are some unlikely ones, since they didn't make an appearance yet, but they still could be likely, since they were the finalists in the Weather Girl contest from Season 1. Yes, you guessed it is Aurora and Mireille. Now hear me out. Aurora and Mireille were the finalists of the Weather Girl competition, and Aurora became Stormy Weather 3 times, thus being Stormy Weather Heroes Day and Stormy Weather 2. So a 4th time would add a great piece of nostalgia. Of course, the creators might add nostalgia, because the fans were mad at the new animation. So obviously, to help their production, they would need to add some nostalgic moments. And as for Mireille, I will examine that in the next chapter. Honestly, it would have been interesting if a new Weather Girl winner would come to her and cause some drama, thus possibly adding personality for Mireille. Would have been cool since Mireille is the most bland character in Miraculous history. I know it's random, but adding the Weather Girl contest might give nostalgia, although this is least likely to happen because I doubt they would make some new characters as finalists, make one win, one lose, and the loser gets akumatized. That's literally Stormy Weather's format, but copy and pasted. The only great way to use the Weather Girl competition again is to akumatize Mireille, also. No, the new winner can't be Aurore since that would have been Stormy Weather, but in reverse, so it must be a new character. Either Scenario 1, Mireille enters the Weather Girl competition again to lose to a new character, or Scenario 2. The new winner of the competition gets to interview Mireille and stirs up some drama. And in the second scenario, Mireille didn't compete. Also, I want this new character to be interesting. I want that new character to have this one particular goal. Steal all the prizes, all the trophies from the Weather Girl competitions to make the episode more interesting and dramatic. Then this episode will definitely be a fan favorite. Also, the new character could also be Lila, Cerise, or whatever you call her again. And the only way for Aurore to get akumatized is if she gets bullied or something. Sorry, I have no idea on how to akumatize her after 3 times. Anyways, as for Miss Bustier, aka the most likely victim, she might be worrying too much about the climate change in the country, just like how most French people do, because Colleen Bustier has noticed just now how hot France has gotten. So she tries to make a campaign to do something about it, but for plot reasons, no one joins it, thus making her akumatized, giving the power of making cold weather. Another one is more 2016. There is a flood for some reason in Paris, thus making Colleen somewhat really worried for the people in Paris and for the future, especially for her baby's future, thus also making her akumatized, but this time by controlling any fluid or liquid-like stuff, thus making her save the people and attack the Miraculous at the same time. My favorite scenario must be that last one since it's more likely, and it's kind of based of real events which take place in the same year, I guess, as Season 6, and we could see the return of Aqua forms, not only for Ladybug and Cat Noir, but most likely for the other superheroes. So here is the conclusion and recap of how I think the story will go. So Ladybug most likely announces about a new butterfly Miraculous holder as a warning, making everyone self-aware. Marinette and Alia talk about what happened to Marinette in the London special, some awkward and romantic scenes with Adrien and Marinette. They meet and talk with Mrs. Bustier for a while. The umbrella scene returns. They go to Marinette's bakery or Adrien's mansion. A flood happens. Ms. Bustier is worried about the future. Chrysalis akumatizes her and Colleen becomes Climatiqueen, a character that can control any fluid and liquid-like stuff. Ladybug and Chat Noir arrive, fighting scene. One of them or both almost drown. Ladybug enters her room and de-transforms to get the power-ups for everyone's kwamis. She calls the heroes and gives the Aqua power-up. Ladybug and Cat Noir also use the power-up the heroes fight, and later use their powers, just for Ladybug and some of the heroes to realize that they have a limit. Then Ladybug uses her lucky charm. Some heroes use their powers as a part of the plan. Most useful would be Vesperia for paralyzing Climatiqueen, Carapace for protecting Vesperia, Pigella for comforting Climatiqueen, and Miss Hound to get the object. Cat Noir later cataclysms it. Ladybug catches the Akuma. She concerns about the Akuma looking differently. Then she uses her miraculous ladybugs. Then everyone pounds it. She give the magical charm to the mayor Colleen Bustier, and then, at the end of the episode, Ladybug gives everyone some power-ups. And then Marinette promises to Alia that she knows a way to get unlimited powers and promises them how to teach them, thus giving us the setting of the Revelator. Did I cook, guys? Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If I have made a mistake, comment on this video. Anyways, I hope Climatiqueen doesn't get delayed. See you next time if possible. Bye.